Hello everyone, it's Thursday, so it's time for our market update. I heard that you had a market update on Monday with Marek. I hope you enjoyed it. Like usual, I would like to remind you about the 30 days wealth planner and the 90 days workbook to follow. However, today we will be talking about the markets only. So let me share the second screen and let me tell you what kind of changes do we have on the charts. So first of all, once we start from the left side, actually, first of all, we can start from the US dollar index because I guess you didn't go through this on Monday with Marek. So what kind of changes do we have? Remember that from one side, this bottom is the geometric cluster for the speeding correction, where it's 50% and 1-to-1. So for your information, you should know that below this bottom, right there somewhere, there is another geometric cluster for 61.8. As you can see, it's right there. And at the end, we don't know if the price will continue the up movement and accept this cluster and hit the top and so on, or this is just a temporary up movement as a part of the potential wave C inside of this speeding correction. So this is the option number one. Option number two is that the price will continuously go up. So if we talk about the buy scenario, then here we had a zero. After that, this is our wave number one. After that, this is three waves. No. This is one, this is A, this is B. Okay, somehow because this correction was the biggest one. So somehow even we can call the B here or A of the B. And then let me check if there is somewhere potential geometric cluster for speeding correction right here, if it's enough. Not yet. As you can see, if we talk about the geometric cluster for the speeding correction, the 1-to-1 is super close. Oh, yeah, to 70.7. So it's not enough to say that we can talk about the geometric cluster here. So most probably, instead of calling this up movement as a full B, maybe we can just call it A of the B. Let me double check if the price touched this level 38.2. No, never. Okay, so I will be closer to say that this up movement is just A of the B, and we didn't have the down movement at least to the level of the shallow A. So this is my minimum expectations. Okay. We had a few overbalances because this down movement, first of all, created an overbalance. After that, this down movement created an overbalance. After that, this down movement created an overbalance of the last movement. And again, the price hit the top, created the false break, as you can see again on the daily time frame. So what we can do is to start over, cut the charts, measure the last movement, and check if we have the overbalance again. I don't think so, but let me double check. Yeah, if we talk about this down movement as an overbalance, I'm pretty sure that they didn't touch even 1-to-1 yet. Yes, there is no 1-to-1. So there is an overbalance of the last up movement, and that's it. So in front of us, there is this 1-to-1 zone. After that, the overbalance of this 1-to-1 zone will be 1-to-1 zone with that one. So simply speaking, locally on the GBP USD, we are in the up on the US dollar index, we are in the uptrend. However, we are missing the down movement, and down movement on the US dollar index will bring the up movements on the markets related to dollar. And pretty much that's it. What we can do is just to follow this chart and see the market reactions on the markets where we are playing. Is that clear?
Yes, of course.
All right. Łukasz is dealing with the car. What is it, Mercedes or Hyundai?
Hyundai.
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 Akurat geometria. Mhm.
All right. We are also using geometry in a different way. All right. The euro dollar. So as you can see yesterday, when I was flying to Poland, we had a nice up movement on the markets. However, this up movement didn't change the scenario because even previously we already have had an overbalance of the biggest correction, and the next biggest correction is marked above right here because the next biggest correction in the whole previous down movement is right there. And when we take the scale to the bottom, as you can see, there is a zone marked above. So actually right now we are after overbalance. Okay, and in front of the next one-to-one zone, let me do it in the simple way. Most probably the overbalance, the one-to-one zone of the second biggest correction will be super close. Yes, as you can see. Okay, so the overbalance of the first one is already the one-to-one with the second one. So we will have a huge extended one-to-one zone created from those two corrections. Let me go to the higher time frame, and yes, this correction was that one which created an overbalance previously for us, and in the same time is the biggest one in the whole down movement, most probably pretty close to level 38.2. Yeah. So this is the plan. This is the plan. So for now, if you are playing euro dollar, then what we have for now is an overbalance and a 50% correction. Ciach. However, there is no candle formation here. There is only candle formation on M15 time frame. Then there is no M30 as well. There is no H1. There is no H4, and of course, there is no daily candle formation. So at the end, the question is whether you have to wait for the candle formation to think about entering the market, or you can just simply accept the fact that there is a 50% movement after overbalance, and you can send your sell stop or stop loss, whatever you are using, somewhere lower. Well, maybe if you are playing with the stop loss, it's completely different story. Then I'm not recommending to enter. But once you are using the hedge strategy, then even though you can wait for the smaller correction and send your sell stop maybe below this bottom, maybe split it between those two bottoms, or maybe just send it below the general bottom. It depends on your expectations. The euro dollar market is not the fastest one. I would say it's one of the smallest in the markets related to dollars family or basket. However, somehow there is a potential spot to play for additional 100 pips. So simply speaking, 2 to 1. If you accept that, then market is ready to play. If you not accept that, then most probably you have to wait for, I don't know, new bottom locally, or just wait once the price goes constantly up, when the price will be going constantly up. Then the sell mode, you can switch to the sell mode somewhere here when the price will come to the one-to-one zone. And pretty much that's it if we talk about the euro dollar. So from the technical side, the market can be ready to play. But if we talk about everything here, we are just missing the candle formation on the higher time frame, which allows us to enter the market with everything, means all of the rules together. Is that clear?
Yes, of course.
Of course, natürlich, jawohl. Absolument.
Jest.
Okay. Then
Ja
GBP
będę pokazywał
USD.
kciuki do góry.
Then GBP USD. Let me turn off my history, my level of trades. So on the GBP USD, the situation is pretty much the same. This up movement created already an overbalance of the biggest correction we had right here. And I already notified you about it in the morning yesterday through the app. After that, the next one-to-one zone is still in front of us. Let me check if this is No, it's not the biggest one. However, there is one more right here. So when we take the movement to the scale and measure that, then yeah, the space is a little bit bigger between the overbalance of the first one and one-to-one with the second. However, this one-to-one zone will be extended for approximately 200 pips. What you can do right now? Well, simply the same. Here we had a first option to enter the market because this up movement created already an overbalance previously. And then we had a correction, 61.8. And the price hit the top with the three waves movement. Then most probably we can move the scale to the top and maybe try to do the geometry cluster here. Once the price will fall down a bit, there is a potential geometry cluster even right now. As you can see, 150 touched yesterday. Or the second one is below this bottom and it's here. So simply speaking, there is no candle formation on the higher time frame. Right here where the price touched the level of 50%. There is candle formation on nowhere. There is no candle formation at all. So most probably the price would like to break this bottom on the left side, create a candle formation, and then market will be ready to play with the potential movement of 1,120 pips. So is this market ready to play right here, right now? Depends. If you have to have the candle formation to enter the market, then most probably it's not ready yet. If you are okay with sending sell stop somewhere lower, approximately less than 50 pips away from the current price, then you can just enter maybe with the smaller volume and then wait for the candle formation and increase the volume, or just simply wait for the new bottom, local bottom, which is this bottom from the left side. I mean, this one. Once the price breaks this bottom, creates another candle formation, then the market will be fully ready to play. Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Good. Then Audi USD, pretty much the same. As I thought, the price just broke this bottom from the left side. Most probably lots of people had security orders here, maybe stop losses, maybe sell stops. And even on the weekly, okay, it's Thursday, but once the price closed the candle formation like this tomorrow evening, then we will be talking about the false break and the new deep A on the weekly time frame on Audi USD. So when we go lower and check the corrections, definitely we have already an overbalance of this one. I'm curious if the price already touched the one-to-one or not yet. Again, not yet. So we can say that there is an overbalance, and right now the market started the correction. Where is the next biggest correction? Let me mark this one. This is the first one. So here is the biggest. The second biggest correction. And as you can see, overbalance of the first one is already the one-to-one zone with the second one. And this is the biggest one. All right, so again, there are two corrections in front of us. We know everything. The overbalance of the second one will open the road to this one, to the big one. which is over 500 pips, which is maybe worth it to take it. So then let's go to the lower time frame. Once we know that there is an overbalance, we have a green light to think about buying. And as you can see, for now, the price came to the level of the shallow A and created the candle formation. So somehow it might be the first spot. Previously, they touched the 50%. So maybe we will be talking about speeding correction as well. Where there is 50% here. So here is the first official potential geometric cluster, let's say, for the speeding correction here in this case. However, again, right now the price touched the level of 41.4, and we are at the level on the level of 1-to-1 with the previous biggest correction. Double check. Or is already overbalance. It's weird. No, as you can see, there is 1-to-1 zone. So from the technical side, someone can say, okay, this is 41.4 and 1-to-1, so it's enough for me to think about buying even right now. Behind me, there is a H1 candle formation, the almost H4 candle formation. Anyway, it looks like piercing even now, but if you'd like to play according to the H4, you have to wait for the H4 candle formation. So according to the H1 time frame, the current risk is at the level of 20 pips. If you'd like to send your sell stop even lower, so this spot might look like a good one to be chosen. And then wait, eventually the price will break the bottom and create another candle formation, and then you can play according to the full geometry cluster, but still be in the market. So if you accept this kind of the risk, then you can enter the market with the smaller volume, and then once you see the false break, you can add more, or just simply say that fuck it, I'm waiting for the 50%, and then the market is not ready to play for you. Potential profit, 50 pips. Okay, so it's kind of the one-to-one trade. Questions, or it's clear?
It's clear.
And the last from the family. Pretty much similar. I'm curious if there is a one-to-one. And yes, as you can see, the NZD USD is only one and only market where the price came back to the level of one-to-one zone again. So I will leave it, put it in the standby mode. This is just my comment. We are in the downtrend. We are locally we are in the downtrend again, but globally it's super cheap, so it's worth it to be in the market. Here is the second one-to-one. The second one is already inside of the first one. Oi, I fucked up. Oh. Where is next one? No, this is the biggest. So again, all of the markets related to dollar we discussed are in front of the one-to-one zone. And almost everywhere we have a one-to-one zone, extended one-to-one zone. Okay, here euro dollar, there are two one-to-one zones in front of us. GBP USD, same story. AUD USD, same story. NZD USD, same story. The main difference between NZD USD and all of the others is that NZD USD already came back to the one-to-one zone. So I'm not suggesting to think about buying. There is no spot to buy. The price came back to the level of one-to-one zone, and then behind you there is a daily candle formation. The weekly candle formation is forming now. There is a up shadow here, but body to body for now is something between piercing and bullish engulfing, so it's still fine. And what is more, it's so fucking cheap. This is what convinced me to think about buying this market instead of selling. But this is me. I'm a long-term trader. I'm not afraid of sending my sell stop here or even here on the left side and wait and be activated and so on. If you are a short-term trader, then definitely using this one-to-one zone might be a good idea for you. We didn't have a candle formation here on the H1 to play. However, after that, H4 brought the candle formation with the total risk right now of 50 pips and potential profit additional 60. Anyway, it's not worth it to be in. Okay, it's for me personally, it's too cheap to think about selling where my risk is at the level of 50% and I can get just 60 pips, or from the other side once the price will start going up. There is an open row after this overbalance to the correction with the total size of over 500. That's why I'm only thinking about buying markets related to dollar. And then I'm making a decision whether it's good to enter the market and wait because the potential profit is worth it to be in, or like in this example, NZD USD is completely out of my expectations. So I don't want to be in, and I would like to skip this market. Maybe once the price will continue and break the bottom, then wait for another candle formation and start over. Or once the price will go up, then wait for the overbalance and then correction and long-term buy. Clear?
Yes, it's clear.
All right.
Yeah.
So let me move forward. The next one is the gold market, and what has changed here is our B. Previously, we had the B as a shape of the potential flat correction, where the zero is one here, right here, one deep A, three waves B, with the speeding correction inside. After that, this down movement somehow stopped halfway to the geometric cluster we created for the flat correction here. And right now the price hit the local top. Nothing has changed. All we need to do is just to move the B to the right side and just move our geometric cluster a little bit higher. It's pointless to do it now because there is no candle formation. But once we see the candle formation, what I would do is to take the first measurement, A to C, and find the 50% and wait. Okay, I'm not thinking about selling this market. This is a buy mode only. Okay. Once the price will continue the up movement and hit the top on the left side, which is this one, we will change the way of thinking from the flat correction to the speeding correction. So then we will just change the measurements and still wait for the correction to re-enter the market. So for you, Łukasz, for example, anyway, if you think about some kind of security and you really need to enter sell, I'm not recommending to do it fully. If you find a nice, good looking shape of the candle formation after H1, H4, and you will still be thinking about the geometric cluster for the flat correction, then maybe half hedge will be kind of the solution for you, or just leave it and close by one. How far? How far is your first buy position and how many buys you have in total here? Łukasz.
Ile mam otwartych pozycji na buy?
Aha.
Już, bo właśnie sprawdzam. Moment. Raz, dwa, trzy, cztery. 0,7 lota. 0, raz, dwa, trzy, cztery. No i tu łącznie prawie wychodzi 0,1 lota. Dobrze mówię? Dobrze
How
mówię.
far is the first position? Jak daleko jest pierwsza pozycja?
Pierwsza pozycja jest prawie na szczycie.
Okay.
Ale ogólnie ja mam na to plan taki, że
Okay,
jeżeli
but this
nawet
is
ja...
not the moment to discuss the plan, especially in Polish.
Okej,
So please,
okej.
this is just a market update. Any discussion about the plan we can have during the consultation or during the Q&As on Wednesday.
Okej.
So my suggestion is just to wait and leave it. Or once you see a good looking shape of the H1 or H4 candle formation, just enter half hedge to collect few pips on this down movement. But after that, you have to be aware of the fact that the price can continue the up movement, and after that, you need to think about what to do with those sales position you open. So the choice is yours here.
Okay.
Mateusz, it's
Okay.
clear for you?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Damian.
All right. Silver, also not bad. The price came to the geometry cluster right here. Okay, we didn't have an amazing shape of the candle formation. However, we had something, maybe not. No, just yesterday, a daily candle formation. So I would say it's already too late. The good spot was here in the bottom. If someone is not afraid to enter the market without the nice shape of the candle formation, then the price already did the movement of over 100 pips with the potential risk of 20, which is 2 to 1 right now. The price is 60 pips away from the next 1-to-1 zone and 200 pips away from the bottom. Standby mode for me. Nothing to do right now. Dow Jones. Okay, I'm still in. I'm waiting with the take profit on the top. I entered few days ago, which is right here. I entered after those up movement right there. Then I was waiting for the false break. I'm not sure if I added any buy from the bottom. Yes, but just a small one right here in the bottom on the yes. And right now I'm just waiting until the price will go up and hit the top. There is no official overbalance yet. The price came to the level of 1-to-1, as you can see. So from the technical side, there is a potential space for the correction. However, I don't really care. I'm in. Even if the correction comes, I will just wait for the 50%. So wait for the candle formation. 50% is already almost 800 pips away from my current position, and I will be looking for additional buy to have 2 lots in total. If you think about entering the market, then I'm not suggesting to wait only for 50%. I'm suggesting to completely forget about the rules from the advanced classes and just purely use the pyramid only. Okay? So if we talk about the pyramids, then right now everything is already above 50. Even daily crossed the level of 50 yesterday with this big white candle. Okay, and once you see, even if the white candle is big and is crossing the level of 50, then it's worth it to be in without expectations for the correction, because as you can see, the price, after the price crossed last time the level of 50 on the daily, day after we had the movement of over 1,000 pips. So this is what I'm waiting for. Where else the price cross on the daily, as you can see here. Okay, movement without the correction for 2,000. After that, the price cross here or here, movement without the correction 1,800. That's why I'm not exiting from this buy position. I had a chance yesterday to close it, wait for the correction, but for me, I guess once I have over 100,000 already here on this new account, and just small floating from Dow Jones and GBP USD, it's super safe to leave it and wait for the price to go up and give me some money. Clear?
Yes.
But for you, if you think about playing, then all you have to do is, for example, start somewhere on H1 wait for the down movement, so the H1 will cross the level of 50, then wait once the RSI will cross the level 50 again with the white candle and then re-enter buy. DAX, already new top, nothing to talk about. We have to start over. The price hit the general top, so all of our measurements is a garbage right now. We had an amazing reaction when I told you that the price came back to the level 50% and there is a potential spot. I don't know if you take it or not, but everything is ready to be deleted. Ciach, ciach, and ciach. And what we have to do is to start over. So first of all, if you think about re-entering the market, you have to find the biggest correction in the last movements. This is pretty small, it's just 400 pips. Most probably this one looks better, it's 800 pips, something in between, okay? If you really would like to play DAX and you are not afraid of joining, then one-to-one with this one will be enough. If you prefer to play safer, then wait for the one-to-one with at least this correction from H4 time frame, so we can easily move this market from the official one to play to the section with the standby modes. S&P, pretty much similar to Dow Jones. We had a new bottom. After that nice swing, most probably there is no overbalance because this is the biggest correction. So overbalance will be already close to the top. Yes, as you can see, it's already above the top. So what we can base on is the overbalance of the last movement. Most probably right now we are at the level of one-to-one with this one. So if you'd like to use the technical rules, most probably you will never find a way to the spot to enter on indices or here on S&P 500. So my recommendation is to forget about the rules and switch to the pyramid. So then you can wait for the correction, wait until the price crosses the level of 50, again crosses the level of 50 with the white candle and play buy, like it happened, for example, here because before this up movement. And that's it if we talk about the indices. Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
All right, and JPYs, I don't feel it, to be honest. From the technical side, of course, the price touched the level of one-to-one. There is a shape of the speeding correction. There is an overbalance and a 50% correction after overbalance. So if I need to bet, then most probably I would go with buy to the next geometric cluster with the current risk of 100 pips. Is it worth it? H4 time frame. 50% false break, 80 pips of the risk times 0.7, so it's like $50 potential profit. For the longer term, it's 400 up to 600, so somehow it's worth it to take it. If you are looking for any spot to play right here, right now, then most probably it's not the bad choice for you. And pretty much that's it if we talk about this market. What else we can check is just the overbalance of the biggest correction in the previous down movement. This one is the biggest, and easily you can say that there is already an overbalance, local overbalance. The next one-to-one is this one, so anyway, it's worth it to take it. I'm not just on this account, I'm not playing more than 2 markets, where my main one is GBP USD and the additional is Dow Jones. So I'm not touching any other one. But if I have a space, then I would consider entering this one as well, because it's pretty cheap to enter and potential profit is worth it to be in. Let me compare this Euro JPY to the GBP JPY. So the situation is a little bit different. I mean, at the beginning is the same because this up movement created an overbalance. After that, there is from one side there is a deep A after overbalance. Okay, we also had a false break. We also had an H4 candle formation with this little bit smaller risk because instead of 80, it's 60 something. Potential profit of 800, so it's even better. However, the global situation is a little bit different because the price already touched the geometric cluster right here. This is the level of 61.8. This red line above is level 70.7, so the deep A wasn't touched here. So from the other side, someone can say, okay, but this one-to-one zone it was just a temporary spot on the way to the next one-to-one. And from this side, this down movement already created an overbalance of the previous up movement. So it's a little bit more risky because here the price can continue the down movement and the distance to the next one-to-one zone is bigger than 1,500 pips. So from my perspective, it's cheaper to choose Euro JPY. If I have to make the choice between two of them, I would go with Euro JPY. But if you'd like to try with the stop loss, then it doesn't really matter. Then with the stop loss potential profit from the GBP JPY, it's bigger. Clear?
Yes, of course.
USD JPY. Let me just check if we already have an overbalance. Okay, so it was the previous biggest correction. No, this was the biggest. After that, price hit the top, so this is pointless to have it. Okay, now it's clear. Behind us, of course, there is an overbalance. After that, deep A. This deep A is already confirmed by the overbalance because here we had the biggest correction, and right now, as you can see, we have an overbalance here of the last up movement, which is this one. We are in front of the one-to-one, the biggest one-to-one inside of the deep A. Let me move it a little bit higher because the price already hit the top. Ciach, ciach, ciach. Oh, so where we are right now? We are after the overbalance of the biggest correction in the last movement and in front of the one-to-one with the next biggest correction, and the range between the current price and the one-to-one is over 500 pips. So this is something what we like. Then there is H4 candle formation, there is daily candle formation, so everything is as it should be. We can delete this scale, we can go to the lower time frame and try to find some shape of the correction. So first of all, from the top, once we use the scale, we see that the price came to the level of the 61.8. However, it wasn't an overbalance, but right now we can call it as a neutral A. Right here after that 3 waves B. So let me see if we have the potential geometric cluster somewhere to rethink about entering the market. Minimum is right there. Is this wave potential B already confirmed? This is the biggest correction inside of the whole wave B. And the price didn't touch the overbalance yet. So this wave B is not confirmed. Once the price touches the level of 141.4, we will be able to say that the B is confirmed, and then wait for the geometric cluster, which is the level of the 50% candle formation, and think about selling again. And pretty much that's it. Do I recommend entering for buy? I'm not sure. The potential profit is 100 pips, potential risk, if they will start their swing, it's 500. So it's not worth it, okay? So the one and only thing I will do here, I will wait for the level of the 50% and then sell it. Clear?
Yes.
USD CAD, pointless to think about it, standby mode. The price is just between the top from middle of December, so in the 2 days it will be a 1 month consolidation. They came to the level of 1-to-1 with the one of the biggest correction. There are two of them next to each other. So my recommendation is to do not touch this market until the overbalance or until the new top. If you are not in the market, skip it. If you are in the market and you have your sell somewhere lower, then all you have to do is to just send your buy stop above the top and wait. Once the price will activate you, then continue with the hedge strategy. Once you see the overbalance, then you will have somehow the confirmation that the price maybe would like to start falling down. That's it. Clear?
Yeah, of course.
All right, GBP CAD looks cool. It's ready to play from my perspective. The price came to the level of 1-to-1 with the correction where the size is over 600 pips. After that, created H4 candle formation, some small up movement. After that, false break, another H4 candle formation. In total, the bottom is created by the last one. So there is no candle formation by itself. However, we have options of outside bar, where the first is outside of the second one. So once the price will hit the top of the first one, we will have outside bar up. Or we can have inside bar, but not today, by the end of tomorrow. Once the price will stay like this and tomorrow the price will hit the top of the first one, then we will have a candle formation with the name of inside bar. So we will see. Definitely this top must be hit if we would like to see some candle formation. But once we go to the lower time frame, and we'll try to measure the corrections. This is the first one. And there is no overbalance yet. This is the same one. It's 1-to-1. This is bigger. And they are in front of that. So there are few 1-to-1 zones next to each other. So from the monthly and weekly time frame, we are at the level of 1-to-1. So I'm in the sell mode only. However, because of the fact that the price already fell down over 600 pips, I'm able to consider buying, but my target will be neutral one or safe one, 38.4 or 38.2 or 41.4 or maximum 50. So simply speaking, I'm able to enter buy because it's worth it to be in from 2-to-1 to even 3-to-1. However, once the price reaches the level of maximum 50%, I will come back to the sell mode and don't really care about this 1-to-1 zone. So my risk, of course, is about the price hitting the top again. But potential profit with the risk of 400 is at least 1,000 something up to almost 1,600, 1,200. So it's 3-to-1. And I'm treating this market as a long-term trade. I mean, I'm not trading because it's against my rules I created for the new account. But if I had a chance, I would enter for sell at the level of 50. For now, this market is ready to be bought. Clear?
Yeah.
And the last one On our list is Euro Audi. So the quick reminder, the price from one side, if we talk about sell, they came to the level of 61.8, created the candle formations, fell down, created an overbalance shape of the correction. So, but what I would do, because they fell down with the three waves movement, maybe I would like to move my B here to the bottom. Maybe I would like to move my A right there and see if there is a potential another shape of the corrections here. Let me go to the lower time frame. Once we know that the A is neutral, yes, the A is neutral, and the three waves B already broke the bottom, we can think about speeding an irregular correction. So let me mark 50% again and 61.8, and let me measure the A to C. And most probably, yes, we are able to eliminate the level of 50. So here is the next potential geometric cluster according to our speeding correction. So this is the option number one. The price will go up, touch the geometric cluster, and we will have a chance to enter this market again for sell. From the other side, we know that behind us there is a strong zone from 1 to 1 and 41.4. So most probably this up movement was just an overbalance, and then the price would like to just go to the level of 50% and continue the up movement. So this is actually our range. Once the price falls down and touch the level of 50, most probably I can think about buying this market. Once the price will go up and touch the level of the geometric cluster, most probably it will be a good option to think about selling. And right now we are in between. There is 120 pips to the geometry cluster and 160 pips to the level of the 50%. So I will stay in the standby mode here and wait for the future candles. So simply speaking, to sum up, this Euro Audi is in the standby mode for me, but the scenario is pretty clear. GBP CAD is ready to buy. USD CAD, I would leave it in the standby mode. USD JPY, I will wait for a 50% to think about selling again after overbalance. GBP JPY, if you would like to try with the stop loss, then it's ready to buy. With the sell stop, I will leave it. I will be focused on Euro JPY more. S&P 500, standby mode, pyramid only. DAX completely standby mode, Dow Jones standby mode and pyramids only. Silver standby mode, gold another B, new B, and we have to wait for the candle formation and potential shape of the flat correction for now to buy it. NZD USD standby mode, the price came back to the level of 1 to 1. Audi USD potential buys here. GBP USD. Okay, the price is super close to do what we want them to do. However, once I see the candle formation and the false break of the previous bottom, I will not I will not wait for this false break right here on the left on the left side. I will just enter the market. Actually, I'm looking for. I already entered even. Yeah, it is the trade from yesterday. So I entered. And euro dollar, same story. If you are not afraid of entering without the candle formation on H1 or H4 and M30 is enough for you, then market is ready to buy. If not, then wait for the false break of this bottom from the left side. And pretty much that's it. Questions?
No, for me it's clear.
All right. So once it's clear, then thank you for today. See you tomorrow during the mindset call. There is a homework. So everyone, tomorrow it will be kind of the case study call, just to go through the answers from the call from yesterday. No questions means, let's say, no recordings. Thank you for today and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.